So I'm currently in Milan, Italy, and today I got stopped by the police. As I'm walking through Milan with my sister and a friend, three men come up to us, hey, and then one of them flashes a badge even though he has normal clothes on. Two of the men have plain clothes, like regular clothes, and one has what looks like a police uniform, and they're shouting that they need to see some form of identification from us. They want to see our passports. Luckily, we had our passports on us. But before we gave our passports out, I was like, huh? Why do you need to see our passports? I was arguing with them. And they said it was perfectly normal, that they just need to do a check. They just need to do a check. So as my sister and a friend are taking their passports out.
Look, I know we're supposed to be talking about this, but she fine to me.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir. I'm just gonna be real. She looking good. Is this how it is in the UK?
My sister and a friend are taking their passports out. I was like, wait, check for what? At this point, I feel like, am I being scammed? Why are these three random guys who claim to be police officers, why are they asking us for our passports? So I say, I need to see some ID. Can I see your badges again? So they each show me their badges. I was like, no, I need to see some identification too. So they pull out some this booklet that says they're a police officer. So I grabbed the booklet from one of them. I'm looking at the picture, I'm looking at him, and he's pissed and he pulls it away from me. I was just so hesitant.
Girl, you could have got your ass shot, okay? I know you live in Europe and maybe in the UK, but Italy, I lived in Poland. If you were to do that in Poland, you're gonna get your ass whooped. But you are a lady, so they might not whoop your ass. But if that had been me, definitely. I lived in Poland for 7 years. And yeah, if the police stop you, you don't talk back. You don't talk back in Africa either, because they'll just shoot you here. They can at least, but no. Yeah, you gotta keep your hands to yourself, baby. Okay? You went in somebody else's country.
I'm hesitant because I've never experienced this in my life. Anyway, my sister and her friend gave the passports out, and they asking to see my passport, and I pull out my passport last. And when they take my passport or our passports, they then take a picture of each of our passports. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I'm like, why did you take a picture? And they said, oh, we have to check. I'm like, check what? They're speaking in Italian. And I'm talking to my sister like, what the hell are they checking? So I go onto the internet and I'm like, is it normal for police in Milan to ask you for your passport to take a picture? And I'm seeing various things. One person did a Medium blog post where they said they ended up in an Italian police station because they did not have their passport on them when a random police officer did a stop check and asked them for their passport. As I'm looking at this, I'm semi-put at ease because I'm like, okay, this must be a normal thing. Then next thing I know, they call this lady over with a dog. And
a dog?
And the sniffer dog is told to sniff all of us and is one by one sniffing us. Another group of police officers has stopped another group of guys, and these guys look like they may be North East African. And I'm thinking, are we being profiled?
Yes, you being profiled. Everybody know to keep your black behind out of damn Italy. Now, I don't know why y'all think because y'all buy a lot of these, nice stuff from Italy, these designer bags, that they actually want y'all out there. I could have told you not to do that. I'm just going to be honest with you. No offense to Italians, but hey, it's enough stories to let you know that you better keep your ass in London or whatever. I know they got France. France got more blacks over there, so you should be okay over there. But yeah, y'all gonna learn today.
I want to talk about where not to travel if you are a dark-skinned black person. Hi, my name is Monique, and I've traveled to roughly 30 countries, most of them solo. The country that treated me the worst as a dark-skinned black woman is Italy.
No shit.
And I decided that I wanted to take a trip over to Europe and visit a couple of countries while I was there. So on this trip, I visited Italy as well as Greece. I spent 4 days in Italy and 4 days in Greece. From the moment that I landed in the Rome International Airport, I was treated poorly. As I always do, I booked my transportation to get from the airport to my hostel before landing in Italy. So when I got there, all I had to do was find the company that was supposed to be transporting me, and then they would help me do the rest. Ciao. When I got to the kiosk of the company that I had already previously booked, those people would not even talk to me.
Damn! Imagine paying for all of that going. Flying to Europe is not cheap. It's cheaper inside the European Union, but they won't even talk to you. That's crazy. Got to get Airbnb next time.
The woman told me, wait over there, wait for my colleague to get back. But meanwhile, there were other people palm-colored people that were using the same transportation company, and they were helped immediately.
Whoa.
It was not that they didn't speak any English. It's that they didn't want to talk to me. I heard them speaking English to the other American people. Now, this is my first time in Italy, so I kind of brushed off the airport experience, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to let that ruin my experience. I'm just going to keep pushing forward. I get transported to my hostel. The hostel that I was staying in was very diverse, so I did feel really safe there. Now, I chose this hostel because it was right next door to a market/grocery store, so I knew that I could get snacks and things like that for my room. I get checked into my hostel, and then I go right next door to the market. Y'all, I have never in my life been followed around a grocery store the way I was in Rome.
Damn. They thought you was gonna steal some chicken wing or something because you black. That's crazy.
It was this man's sole job to follow me aisle to aisle to watch me to make sure that I didn't steal something. Now, this market, it was small, but there were at least 25 people in there doing the same thing I was doing. But because I was the only black person in there at that time, I was being watched. There was even one time that I was trying to look at the ingredients of something by using my Google Translate app. If you guys don't know, the app not only translates the languages verbally, but if you put it up to a picture that has a different language and you want it to translate it to English, it will do that as well.
Okay. Shout out to her. I'm gonna use that next time.
I was trying to do that, and then the man, he comes over, no photo. And I'm trying to explain to him that I wasn't taking a photo. I was trying to see the ingredients, but he got so aggressive with me that I damn near just I didn't even want whatever I was looking at anymore. I checked out with a couple of items that I had, and I went on about my business. On the day that I visited Florence and Pisa, Italy, which is what you're looking at in the photo, I was in Florence, Italy here. I was on this tour with...
Like the outfit, boo. Okay, you look nice.
With a white woman and her teenage son. They were from Texas. It was just the three of us on this full-day tour. Things were so bad that she even noticed how poorly they were treating me. And she was like, you know what? You're sticking with us for the day. Wherever, we go, you're just going to come with us because I see the way that they're treating you and it's not right. For a white woman to see and witness how poorly I was being treated, that should speak volumes. While on this tour, I was trying to buy a shirt for my son from a street vendor while we were in Florence, Italy, when we made a stop. The man wouldn't even sell me a t-shirt. He was so busy trying to service other people, and I have the money in hand. I'm not even asking any questions. All I wanted to make sure was the sizing was appropriate, and I was going to just pay him for the shirt. He didn't even want to service me.
I mean, how many Negro wake-up calls can you get in 4 days? Now, I've never had this many problems in Poland. What I will tell you is that people can be racist just because they are. But if there are blacks that are there or have a history of being in a country and these blacks have a bad reputation in that country, and I'm not trying to say that this is all the blacks' fault or anything like that, but this is what I noticed when I was in Poland. Everybody that's black got the same treatment. So there was no way that once, let's say, Europeans, Polish, Italians start getting a negative vibes from the blacks in their country, nobody was going to get past that. For example, I did a video here on this channel. There was a black African guy that took a dump, right, in a pool for Polish kids. Now, obviously, this is not every black person will do this. Most of them won't, but he did it, okay? Every other black person, because of that one situation, unfortunately, will be looked at, and you cannot differentiate yourself from whatever the negative aspect is. You can't say, oh, I'm a black American. The person that did that is from somewhere else. Nope. They all look at you as the same. It's not gonna matter that you a black American. I done had Polish people drive by and say next thing, so I'm gonna go back to Africa. There was one time I was coming down, I was walking from the mall. Some white guy got off the bus and was like, what are you doing in our country? I was in medical school at the time. He said, listen, you need to take your ass back to Africa. I'll tell you how that ended in another day. But yes, that's just either a racist or they have bad experiences with blacks there. And so you pay the cost no matter what. And it's unfair because they people do all kind of ratchet stuff. But again, you're in a foreign country. And this is why I will tell a lot of blacks, you will never get treated like this in Africa. Never. Okay.
After my second day in Rome, I wanted to switch my flight and leave and get up out of there because the way I was treated was just so blatantly disrespectful that I didn't even want to spend the next 2 days there. The day I visited the Colosseum, I took the train from my hostel to get to the Colosseum. That was another reason I chose that hostel, was because it was in a central area and I could take the train. When I got off the train and I was trying to find out like where to meet my tour group, this man, I met him, he helped me to find out where I needed to go, but he also told me like that Africans are treated so bad in Italy. Now, I know and understand that not everyone's experience will be like this, and I'm pretty sure that there are other dark-skinned women who had a different experience from me. But for what I'm saying, just be cautious, be aware that this could potentially happen to you if you do visit Rome, and yeah, just keep that in mind.
You got to understand the world is getting more conservative. It's not just the Trump administration. People are going to be a little bit more hostile towards non-European migrants or people coming around the world. It's going to happen everywhere, okay? Sometimes people cannot detect you from a tourist. They don't know sometimes maybe what an American accent may be, if you're faking it or all of that. It is what it is. So Black people got to be careful, especially Black women.
So I noticed that out of all Italian cities, Rome probably gets the worst rep out of all of them for being racist or not inclusive of other people, especially foreigners. And I happen to be born in Rome and I was raised there for a couple years, and I wanted to share an experience that happened to me and give it a little bit of context. For context, this is my father. He is full Italian, and this is my sister, and she and I had about the same complexion when we were kids. And this is my beautiful mama. She is American. One day when I was a kid, my dad, my sister, and I went to a bakery to pick up some pastries or something, and there was an older lady working at the bakery. And the lady says to my dad, "Signore, che bella cosa che avete fatto, adottare queste bambine africane." Which means, "Sir, what a beautiful thing you've done to adopt these little African children."
Damn! Sir, you're doing so nice of a job adopting these African kids in poverty that need help. Watch what happened though.
She said that in Italian, assuming we did not understand, and my dad responded saying,
Y'all better stop acting like people don't know what y'all talking about.
"No, they're actually my children. Their mom is African American." And even then, it wasn't clicking in her brain because she was like, "But they're tan and they have curly hair and brown eyes, and you are white and you have blue eyes." Although that was pretty out of pocket, I feel like a lot of people just are very ignorant and not educated, especially older generations, because if you think about it, they didn't really grow up with seeing diverse people and different ethnicities around. They really just saw people of their own kind. So to them, it just doesn't like click in their brain how that could be a possibility. And this is not to invalidate anybody's experience. I know for a fact that a lot of Romans are very racist and very dirty and vulgar. And honestly, Romans are kind of the roaches of Italy. Like, I'll be the first one to admit that. But I do think that lack of exposure and ignorance sometimes plays a part in what people say that can come off kind of backhanded.
When you're a person receiving it, it doesn't matter. Now, for her dad is Italian, so she can give somebody the benefit of the doubt. When you're Black and you hear somebody saying something like that, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt, okay, from us. Just like if we said something to you, you wouldn't give us the benefit of the doubt, okay? And this is something that's important. Obviously, she has lineage there, has spent some time there and all of that. And I'm pretty sure that people of lighter skin complexion in Italy that look like her, it could be a little bit easier. But yeah, I keep hearing this in Italy all the time, and you sisters keep going on out there. Maybe y'all think y'all gonna find you a white zaddy out there in Italy. I'm not sure.
When I first got there, I went out to dinner, and I noticed like the guys were very flirty, very friendly. That was something that really stood out to me. Anyways, while I was in the Amalfi Coast, well, a town over in Sorrento, because I don't think Sorrento is technically considered the Amalfi Coast, but that was the first time where I really felt like people were not welcoming and made me feel like, ooh, why are you here? So my friend and I walked into a store in Sorrento. We were shopping. She was buying something for her grandmother. It's a souvenir. And when she picked up the item, the lady who was behind the counter in the store gave her like a dirty look. So my friend said something to me, and I looked and was like, what's going on? And she's like, oh, this lady just gave me a dirty look. I'm not buying anything from here. So she puts the item down. So I look up at the lady, and the lady just gives me this most disgusting look, like that you can give another human being. Like, it was crazy.
She don't want y'all out there trying to take all they white zaddies, boo. Okay? That's why she looking at you like that there.
It's crazy. I guess I felt something in my soul, and I was like, yeah, don't blame me. I wouldn't buy anything here. And as we walked out the store, she's like, bye, thank you, bye. Like, just very rude and nasty. Mind you, we said nothing to this woman. We didn't give her any dirty looks at all. Like, it was crazy. We just simply walked into the store, tried to make a purchase, and that is what happened. So that was like the first experience. So another thing that happened that really stood out was we were on the train traveling from Naples to Rome, I believe. If you don't know, a lot of people do take the train around Italy or around Europe in general. It's easier to get around. It's cheaper than like getting a private driver. And it's like less hassle than having to take a flight everywhere. But anyway, we were on a train. We actually brought like the premium or business class seats. So with the business class seats, you're able to get some food, like I got a bottle of champagne, some water, better seats, more comfort, place to charge your phone, I think Wi-Fi, so it's a little bit more of an upgraded service. So we decided to go and sit up there to enjoy our ride. The lady who was supposed to serve us walked by us with the cart with all the stuff, kind of similar to like what they would have on an airplane, and she did not give us anything.
Damn! You didn't pay for the Wi-Fi, all of the food, all the luxury items out there in Europe, and then the white lady didn't give you anything? I wonder why. By the way, she also looked good too. I'm just gonna be real. She's pretty.
She did not ask if we wanted anything, like did we need anything. Like, she was serving people right before us. As soon as she got to our seats, me and my two other friends who were also Black women, she just looked at us. Maybe she didn't even look at us. She just kept going past us though. That was the point. And I was just like, hello, like, we'd like something. And she's like, what do you want? Like, so rude, disgusting, or whatever. Like, it was so bad. It was like she did not want to serve us. And if she didn't have to, she would not. But I guess she would lose her job if she didn't stop after we said something. So she disgustingly asked what we wanted. So we got stuff off the cart or whatever. She kept it moving. At the end, she comes back to clean up our stuff. So we left everything there. Like, usually I don't like leaving garbage, even when I know someone's gonna pick up the garbage after me. But I was like, you know what? Oh, this is her job. And to be honest, I was being a little spiteful. I'm like, I'm gonna leave all my garbage here. And I mean, it's her job, so it wasn't like I did anything wrong. But she just had like the most disgusting look. She did not want to do anything for us. And I'm like, sweetie, it's your job. I literally said, this is your job. You know that, right? Like, just maybe she forgot that that's her job. The only reason I assumed that it was something that had to do with race is because nothing else happened. We didn't say anything. Nothing happened. The look of disgust, it's just, that's what I'm assuming that it was.
You will find these videos all across TikTok, all across social media, especially when it comes to Black women in Italy. Y'all better go over there. Now, I'm not saying go to the Gambia, because y'all be out there doing those clap sessions, but hey, come to Africa. At least you're gonna get treated with some level of respect, okay? Now, they might overcharge you, but this is not what's gonna happen. Now, I would say that most people, instead of going to Europe, come to the continent, all right? Come to a place that actually will appreciate you in some capacity. Like I said, some countries are different than others, but you will always have a good experience. You will have opportunities here eventually. You'll never probably get them in Italy like that. So yes, Africa is definitely better than visiting Italy. You'll never have to worry about this experience here. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson with another episode of Fair Use. I'm out.